forces are under attack.
Should you become a nuisance, I'll kill you myself.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today on Radeon, it's going to be Scan and Zealot, two of my favorites here today, duking it out on a space-themed map. Top right, it's going to be a yellow Zerg player. It is Zealot, confusingly named, and the top left, it is Scan. Alright, so these two players are about at the same level. They can take maps off of players better than them, but they do not make it far into ASL when they qualify, but that's A-okay. So TVZ here from RJB of RJB TV fame. He gets so many replays from players. It is amazing. So many amazing replays. Be sure to thank him if you see him in the comments sometime. And show up to my live streams that I'm doing Sunday through Friday now because I'm unemployed. Maybe drop a super chat if you're feeling so inclined, and maybe RJ will be there in the flesh. And you can chat him up about the replays he gets, and about SSL, and about Pro Leagues, and RJB is so plugged into all of that stuff, dude. He is a cool guy. Alright, so, again, a TVZ here, no proxies here from Scan. Else there would be an SCV out on the map here. And it looks like it's going to be, yep, it looks like it's going to be a hatch first here from Zealot. Oh, never mind, it's going to be an overpool. Bam, overpool opening here from Zelot. Aggressive. Aggressive indeed. Barracks coming up. Maybe it's a 2 racks opening to counter the aggression that Scan surely knows is coming, but this is a generic barcode, right? But maybe Scan knows it's Zealot just because he's the only Zerg high enough at his level that uses a barcode. Huh? Extractor coming up. And an expansion on the way after we get the pool and after the extractor. So we will see. Not hard walling here at the top of the ramp or at the choke of the natural. Is Scan in trouble here? My favorite Scan, or Zealot game, I think it was versus Scan as well, on Overwatch, was when he rushed to Guardians in a TVZ. Like, what the heck? And then he tried to use Guardians against Flash as well. So, man, Zealot, you are my spirit animal. I know you're not the best Zerg player in the world, but wow, I do appreciate your commitment to aggression. So let's see, 2 Marines and an expansion here versus 4 Zerglings into a lair. Okay, fair enough. So maybe there's not going to be super aggression here from Zealot today. Maybe it's just a macro game. But all right, oh, 3 Marines and an SCV can clean this up. And oh my gosh, maybe oh my goodness. Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. Run, Marine! These Zerglings want to kill you. And another kill. Holy smokes, never mind. That was not enough. Zealot. My goodness. A kill on that Zergling, but they killed, what, 4 Marines? There with 4 Zerglings? That is such a costly loss there from Scan. And then just going into 2 base Muta. Everything's okay, says Zealot. Scan's like, oh man, those are some early Zerglings. That hurt. Boom, boom, boom. And going into a lot of Mutalisks based on this extractor timing. So Scan says, all right, Engineering Bay, Academy. We'll just go ahead and keep playing because that's all you can do after losing 4 Marines to 4 Zealots. 4 Zealots. 4 Zealots is 4 Zerglings from Zealot. Yep, see? Confusing, right? Anyway, SCV sees the Spire timing. So he knows when to start making missile turrets. And 1 creep colony here. Interesting. Because he saw this little Marine move out, so... Is it a feint? Or are we going to go ahead and see 4 Marines versus 1 Sunken? Yep, it's a feint. Fair enough, so we can cancel the sunken here, but he doesn't know it's a feint because he has no vision on these Marines going back home. Fair enough indeed. Okay, so mutas are coming out. Like I said, going to be more than the 6 or so mutalisks. The +1 flyer attack tells us the same thing here from Zealot. We're going to get the Zealot aggression without a doubt here with the mutalisks. Now, how are we going to do with it, right? It's 31, 33 SCVs to 19 drones right now. Mutas are out here. There's 4 of them. Marine count looking pretty good. Range on the Marines is coming in. Not quite there yet. This is a pretty vulnerable time. So waiting for their friends to come in. There's 6 of them now. 4 more on the way. Kind of poking around the edge of it. Heart. Heart. Okay, so I mean, this is just, it's not super aggressive, right? It's pretty conservative here from Zealot. I don't see a third base from him coming up either. There's an SCV who wants to check and see if any bases come up down this way for the Zerg, because that's a good place for him to get a third base. I don't see anything, like I don't see a fast Queen's Nest on 2 bases out of Zealot, which would be pretty nuts. He's forcing a liftoff on that barracks, which is nice. I mean, it's going to slow down Marine production a little bit here from Scan, but there. Okay, this is just all of the Mutalisks to known Zerg right now, dude. A bit of a pause there, maybe for some lag. I don't know. Yeah, more turrets are going to be nice. Because can we 2 volley? Almost 2 volley down turrets now. It is a 3 volley. You want to get that to 2. More mutas and better upgrades will help you with that. But yeah, just coming back in for 3. And the repair is keeping that one alive. Good gosh. Yeah, yes, you're getting the turrets. You're losing Mutalisks, though, at a pretty alarming rate. SCV count still 34 to 19. Still 2 base to 2 base. Scan cannot be upset about this in any capacity whatsoever. And I just don't see any drones heading anywhere to go for a third, man. This is mutas? Okay, SCV building the factory dies. All right, so we're going to delay the construction of science vessels here by a bunch. Look at him just kind of parking, over the factory and getting the SCVs on gas too. What a monster. All right, this is some great stuff out of Zealot. Just kind of taking it to Scan here for sure. SCV count down under 30 now. It was a massive advantage for Scan. I mean, it's still 10 workers now because Zealot refuses to build drones. He feels like he can win this thing now, which I'm not going to tell him he can't. I don't know if I'm going to tell him he can't. The natural base is a ghost town. There's nothing here. There's no mining at all from Scan. It's 1 base to 2 base. The Zerg has some activity at his natural, at least economically. It's like, where's my +1 flyer attack? Where is it? Can I 3 down a bunker? 4 volley down a bunker. That's pretty close. And that's it. Scan just GG's out in game 1 of our sneaky twofer. Oh, look at this. Still flying around. He's like, what did Scan have exactly? Well, he didn't have a factory. No, he did. And he was building a starport. But I don't think he had the Marines to deal with these Mutalisks. The +1 attack came in. Just 2 base Muta harass at its utmost. So that was the aggression in this game from Zealot. It was an absolute bloodfest from these Marines. The early Ling pressure took that Marine count down below where it wanted to be. I mean, he did force a sunken out with that little feint, Scan did, but that was not enough to overcome the deficit of having 1 million Mutas show up. Get some good damage, force liftoff on a barracks, kill a bunch of SCVs, get rid of all of the turrets in the natural base, which is nuts. That really, every Terran player's nightmare is that one. And then delay construction on the factory, delay construction on the starport as a result. And then just be like, well, I can't handle this many mutas. I am dead. So great, great, great production out of our guy Zealot. Hugely impressive. And game 1 is on Radeon. Let's see where game 2 is. But my goodness. Yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed that one. What a crazy little match. Zealot taking it to Scan. 23,000 to 18,000 resources. Or points total, rather. There, we'll get to resources later. Scan out produced the Zerg, but when the Zerg mostly made Mutalisks, it's not enough of a deficit. 29-9 kill death ratio is so good. You're pretty much going to win any game if you get a 29-9 kill death ratio. I'm just going to say that. confidently. 10 buildings raised to 0 is a big freaking deal. And then outspending the Terran player by, oh my goodness, by about 8,000 resources in only 8 minutes. 8,800 resources. My maths are really good today. Really good today. So, GG. Let's go to game 2, see what it is. Hit that like button. All right, game 2's here on Deja Vu 1.1. Scan, looking for revenge here. Top left. Bottom left going to be Zealot. And yeah, I'm out on social media. Let's go ahead and say Instagram today. Instagram.com/falcon.paladin, because apparently Instagram/Falcon Paladin is in use by like a college kid who's just enjoying his life. He likes Falcons. He likes Paladins. And yeah, I think he's doing pretty good. So swings here. Swings? Here says scan. I don't know, man. I don't know what we're looking at, guy, but awesome. But yeah, check me out. I just put little Twitch clips out there that I've done on Twitch, or little previews of the videos that I'm posting that day. Some of it has face cam on it, which is pretty exciting. Some of you guys like seeing Falcon's face and whatnot. Anyways, TVZ here on Retro 1.1. So, why do I feel like Retro... What about this is Retro exactly? Why do I feel like the Retro I'm more familiar with is jungle tiled instead of alien world tiled, right? Because yeah, it's a pretty basic map. You got your natural base here. You got a third base down here. And then it just doop, doop, doops, flips 4 times. And here you go. Pretty basic. Like, no real surprises here at all. Not like Kickback, not like Minstrel, not like Troy, not like Monty Hall. Hatch first in it this time, however, is Zealot. And still no proxies here from Scan. Still not walling off either. Like, I don't know. Why would you not wall off against a Zerg? Or a Terran Protoss for that matter. Walling off against Terran is a bad idea, because they have Marines that can shoot your wall from the low ground. But like, walling off against a Zerg player, if they went for that early pool, a wall is going to save your butt, right? Same thing if a Zealot shows up. Like, I understand the whole SimCity concept of putting your racks next to a supply depot and running through the gap, and the Zealot can't chase you, but if you just have a hard wall, the Zealot can't get up here regardless. So what are we worried about, right? I don't know. Maybe it just messes up the rest of their build. Alright, what is Scan going to do differently in this game to try to win this thing against Zealot? Maybe go for some Valkyries. I know some of you guys are big Valkyrie fans. I'm a big fan of the Valkyrie too, especially if your enemy is committing that much to Mutalisks. Which, yeah, our guy is. Oh, get to that high ground. Oh my gosh, get to that high ground. Okay. Like, I get it. Like, if you leave your Sloverlord out there to be killed by Marines in the first 2 minutes of the game, you deserve to lose it. You're bad. I lose my Overlords all the time in situations like this. But so I'm just like, I have some empathy for what Zealot's trying to do here. First 100 gas going to the lair. No lings made this time at all. But the Marine can't poke and see if there's an expansion or not. Or the Overlord can't poke to see if there's an expansion or not. No, he can. He totally can. Never mind. Totally can poke to see if there's an expansion or not, but he's not going far enough to see if there's an expansion there. He doesn't want to move any further than this, I guess. Also, what he doesn't know is if these Marines are heading all the way down, or if they're just kind of stopping right here, because again, he doesn't have the vision on this. Buddy. Buckaroo. So yeah, Sunken coming up at the front again. SCV gets swatted. And the Marines are moving out. I do like sending little groups of Marines out just at weird times for the Zerg to deal with. Zealot's response to this seems to be just get a Sunken up. Like, if you have a Sunken up and the Marines arrive, like, that's really bad for the Marines. They can kind of run by it. Holy cow. Oh, it's not an SCV pull. Whoa, I was like, if it was a 1 base, that'd be an SCV pull, but he's just doing a mana transfer to the natural. Don't worry about me. I just had a bit of a stroke there. Okay. So now he sees these guys are mining, so he knows this base is here. I feel like he could have poked up earlier and seen that it was there, but I don't know that changes what he's going to do. Like, the man apparently is just going for another 2-base mass Mutalisk opening with +1 flyer or +1 carapace, whatever so well goes for his heart. And he's expanding up towards the Terran. Like, This is a dicey maneuver from Zealot. I don't like it very much at all. Academy finishes, immediately Stim comes in. That's what Scan's all about, without a doubt. Ooh, I like this. Rax, a fourth Rax? I feel like that's a fourth Rax. Yeah, 4 Rax coming up. Getting that +1 attack. Getting that Stim. Ooh, yeah, getting a couple medics out so their energy can fill up so we can use them for the incoming battle. But yeah, getting this 3rd base might have been a mistake here for Zealot. But I mean, the Terran's on 2 bases. The Zerg player has to be on 3 bases. I'm worried about Zealot right here, though. He's going Carapace this time. Flyer Carapace instead of the Flyer attack upgrade. Not quite sure what that's all about. Like, any kind of an armor upgrade is good against Marines because they're doing little bits of damage fast. And every bit of that damage, every time they attack, that armor is factored in, so it's really nice. But the +1 attack for the Mutalisks is also good because their Glaive Worms hit 3 times, and every time they hit, that +1 is, accumulated there and accounted for. So here we go. This is a bit of a bit of a deja vu situation from game number 1, surprisingly. But we'll see. We'll see what this does for our guy, Scan. He's got more Marines this time. He didn't lose the 4 to the Lings earlier like he did in game number 1, so it's a bigger, beefier group of Marines. He's got the turrets coming up. A Queen's Nest. All right, here we go. I told you about Zealot and his craziness with Guardians against Terran. Not the kind of Guardians where you sit up here outside the natural base of your enemy at 20 minutes and go plink, plink, plink and try to kill stuff, and Irradiate exists, and there are some Valkyries out probably, and they don't do a lot. No, these are Guardians he's using as a main force in his army to kill the Terran player. Like, he pushes with Guardians because he's crazy. So, what do we got here, folks? Okay, this is where the Zealots now have to delay the Terran on the move out, right? This is just like Protoss having to delay the Terran on the move out. Just it's Marines instead of siege tanks, but same idea. Dude, that's a 7-minute hive. I mean, it's not done, but it's starting at 7 minutes, which is bananas. Bananas. +1 Carapace would be really nice. Again, he doesn't really want to engage until he's got that Carapace upgrade, but Scan's making that hard on him. Scan is pushing. What did he just scan? Dang it. I think he sees the 3rd base. I bet he sees the 3rd base. Dude, if this isn't a greater Spire from Zealot, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. Just a tiny bit disappointed is all. That's okay. But yeah, hit the like button if you're enjoying this one. This is some weird Zealot stuff. Is he trying to crazy Zerg this thing? I don't know. We'd probably start some upgrades a little bit faster. He's getting a Hydra Den, so no. Definitely not. He's like, do I need to make some lurkers first? Look, he scans over here to see a 3rd base. He doesn't see one. Los Mutalisks. Yeah, double starport coming back in from Scan. That's what he wasn't able to do in game 1. Look at him floating the racks over the starport just like he was in the first game, too. Scan has his things he likes to do, and it is a greater Spire. Rock on. Dude, let's do this thing. It's so many Mutalisks, and he's taking all the wounded ones and putting them off to the side so we can turn them into Guardians. Dude, I do not know if Scan is aware of this at all. I mean, Irradiate's the answer to all of it, so I don't think if he knew Guardians were coming, he'd change much. Like, you irradiate a Guardian, it dies. You irradiate a Mutalisk, it dies. You irradiate stacked up Mutas and Guardians, they die. Right? Ooh, it's a ship weapons, though. Is there an armory? He does have... Okay, he does... I mean, derp. My gosh, what a question from Falcon Paladin. Is there an armory, he says, looking at the +1 ship weapons coming into the production tab. Valkyries on the way. So I think this is what Scan was trying to do in game 1. He just didn't have the time to do it. Now he's got it. There's another Scan. He sees the 3rd. He doesn't see the greater Spire, though. Again, I don't think it matters too much for him. So the Mutas come in with their Carapace upgrade and try to wipe out a bunch of these reinforcing Marines. Not bad. Not a bad engage there at all. These guys are all injured, but that makes them beautiful Guardian candidates. Dude, he has enough money to make a bunch of, like, 5 Guardians here. Maths say, yeah, about that. Okay, and then the Valkyries show up, and he's like, ah, crap, I wasn't making Scourge at all. I do have some Hydras for anti-air, though, but the Hydras will die to the Marines. Ah! No, the Hydras are the anti-air against the Valkyries. You're just letting them stand and fight against Stim Marines. Bad maneuver here. And now he's trying to fire up 8 Guardians. But these Marines are jumping on top of the cocoons, but not all of them. Pew-pew-pew-pew, say the Guardians. Dude, come on. Who doesn't love Zealot? Right? This guy tries crazy stuff. Big fan of it. He's like, well, you Valkyries can't kill me very fast. Right, because you're much better against the Mutalisks. And as a result, we're actually doing okay here after that Valkyrie damage. If you have a lot of Valks, then it all adds up, but okay. Scan heading back home. Another scan to see what's over here. Hydra's getting 3 hits off on your Valkyries, not ideal. Surprised we're not seeing any Scourge. Like, I feel like usually Zerg players will make some Scourge against the Valkyries, but also he's putting all of his gas into Guardians. So maybe he cannot spare any gas for Scourge because they are a little bit gas intensive. Yeah, these Hydras are like, die, Valkyries, die. But then unfortunately... Well, hang on. They got one. Oh, good flank. Good angle to come in and attack there. That was great. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Okay, well, here we go. Guardians pushing 3 base to 2 base. Valkyries. Ooh, good job staying up there in the fog of war, too. So they can't get direct hits from... This is just like carrier micro, yeah? Oh, the Valkyries have left. Maybe you can push now. And they're swinging around the backside. There you go. Overlord watching that backside. You swing the Hydras down to the backside. Yes, you saw them come in, Zealot. I know there's a lot going on right now. I do. I get it. A lot of these are injured, too. 2 of them are very injured. 2 of them are pretty happy. And they have the +1 attack, which gives them +1 attack per rocket. 6 +1 per rocket is a lot of splash damage here. Dude, can he hold? This is Zealot at his finest, man. He's trying to split off against the Valks. Trying to get some lurkers in, too. I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. Yeah, all of them die. Marine hits. The lurker eggs didn't finish in time. And when they do finish, 2 of them get killed immediately. A 3rd one dies before it can burrow. A 4th one does finish. But that was Zealot's army, folks. I think that's it. I think he's done. 156 supply. The Guardian Gambit did not work for him. They all died. He was trying to get some lurkers to cover them against the Marines, but yeah. The Marines are pretty good. It turns out. He was too late on the lurks. Just barely. And that's it. That's your game for game 2. So Scan does take a game off Zealot after looking kind of outclassed in game number 1. But you know, that is the nature and the beauty of StarCraft. Is that, wait, hang on. Is that sometimes in game 1 you can look outclassed, and then in the game 2 you can look like you're outclassing the other player. I mean, Zealot's doing crazy stuff. Like, for example, hold on a second. Lurkering the absolute butt out of the natural base of Scan. Doesn't have enough Radiate to do this. But also, just has to hold this attack and he's okay. And then I think Zealot taps out. Yeah, I mean, a lot of Marines died there, but a lot are remaining. 40 to 18 workers. The 3rd base of the Zerg player is gone. That was his final gambit. He's got some Sunkens to fall back to. He's making some Hydras and Lurkers, but decides, never mind. That's a G. GG in the English keyboard, and that is it. It's still funny to me that Korean players playing against other Koreans do GG, which is extraordinarily English, man. Like, why not just do Korean version of it? Like, what about them made them adopt the GG in English when they were playing in the PC bongs back in 1998, 1999 when it exploded over there? That's what I'd like to know. Why do they use GG? Somebody knows. All right, I just had that thought. So, well done there, Scan, getting his revenge against a very, very weird 3-base Guardian build out of Zealot. He's tried this against Terran. I think he's tried it at least 3 times on my channel now. And I'm not sure, man, has it worked once? I'm not sure if it's worked once, but ask me for those casts. I'll post them up. I will reply to your comment with the with that video because Zealot's weird, dude. And I like him a lot. A lot. Okay, 78,000 to 63,000 points there in favor of Scan. That game outproduced the Zerg. Got outkilled by the Zerg by a similar number. Resources here, 21,800 to 20,800. It's an outspend by the Zerg, but only by about 1,000 in 13 minutes here. That's about what he did in 8 minutes in game 1, so you can see the problem. So, GG, well done. Scan gets the win. Zealot's weird. That's a fun game for your Saturday. And that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.